Good morning, everybody. A quick update. Okay, so this big debate on whether Trump is anti-war or not. Now, the one thing, yes, he wants peace in the Middle East and throughout the entire region and throughout the world. He's always stated that. Now, we're going to watch a little clip from Nuxanor on YouTube. Check him out. He is great. I absolutely love watching him. He's comical, he's entertaining, and I love his take on these things. So let's check this out together, and you'll see why. Because Iran cannot have nuclear capabilities.
Attack. Why didn't they make a deal? They didn't make a deal because they were making nuclear bombs. Well, obviously, or they would have just made a deal.
Shout out to Nuxanar on YouTube. Check him out.
Which stupid prices? Sorry, bro, you papa, as they say, you papa. Right, so this is what Speaker Mike Johnson had to say.
Iran was very close to nuclear capability, and President Trump has been crystal clear throughout his career in politics by saying that Iran can never have nuclear weapons.
That is true.
Israel immediately, and they would use it against the U.S. if they could. So they had to do.
That's very true. They've always called Israel the little Satan, and they've always called us the big Satan. They would definitely use those capabilities against Israel first, against us next.
And I think most of the people in the world who think in common sense terms applaud that. The president wants peace in the region. He does not want to be a wartime president.
But we also have always stated that peace through strength.
To protect our country, our citizens, and that's what this is about.
Completely true and accurate and correct. And every podcast bro on the planet thinks they know better. All the podcasters came together and say, but I thought Trump was anti-war. You are so retarded if you think that letting them get a nuclear weapon makes any sense at all. Right? Dude, this is a compilation of Trump saying that Iran can't get a nuclear weapon.
You cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. You cannot have a nuclear weapon.
You can't let Iran have nuclear weapons.
Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Very simple. Can't let that happen.
It's
Iran
simple,
can't
bro.
have a nuclear weapon. Cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. You can't get nuclear weapons. Don't let Iran have nuclear weapons.
It keeps going.
There was literally clips. He's always said that throughout his entire career.
They have a 16-minute compilation of this. Trump has been insanely consistent. As he should. Iran can't have a nuclear weapon. All right, now to be clear, I want to show you that this is a very universally approved thing.
Hold on one second, guys. Okay, sorry about that. Where was I?
Every single world, except for maybe Putin, every single world leader has intelligence that is super happy that this is happening. Right, this is the Chancellor of Germany. Israel is...
In other words, I don't think any country wants Iran to have nuclear capabilities because Iran is run by a crazy man.
Doing the dirty work for us.
Frau Zimmermann, ich bin Ihnen dankbar für den Begriff Drecksarbeit. Das ist die Drecksarbeit, die Israel macht für uns alle.
Israel is doing dirty work for all of us.
Wir sind von diesem Regime auch betroffen. Dieses Mullah-Regime hat Tod und zerstört mit Anschlägen,
Terror attacks, murder, Hezbollah, Hamas.
Am 7. Oktober 2023 in Israel. Das wäre ohne das Regime in Teheran.
Hold on, guys. I'll back that up because that was important. Sorry, I didn't realize I was watching Nuxanar instead of paying attention. Pay attention to the cap lot, the writing on the screen.
Israel is doing the dirty work for us.
Frau Zimmermann, ich bin Ihnen dankbar für den Begriff Drecksarbeit. Das ist die Drecksarbeit, die Israel macht für uns alle.
Israel is doing dirty work for all of us.
Wir sind von diesem Regime auch betroffen. Dieses Mullah-Regime hat Tod und zerstört mit Anschlägen,
Terror attacks, murder, Hezbollah, Hamas.
Am 7. Oktober 2023 in Israel. Das wäre ohne das Regime in Teheran niemals möglich gewesen. Wir müssen dafür, dass die israelische Armee den
Respect for the Israeli army and its leadership doing what had to be done.
Monate, Jahre اعتبار توجیه ندهیم اقدام میکنیم محمود علیه اتم‌بomb.
Yeah. So basically, every single person is on the same page here. Like, this is a very unanimously approved thing, right? Literally everyone was here. It is crazy how on the same page everyone is about this shit. Every single world leader agrees, right? Japanese Prime Minister Ishiba, Iran's nuclear development must be stopped. Like, bro, dude, everyone says this. Mark Carney, the second biggest world leader pussy on the planet right now. Canada reaffirms Israel's right to defend itself and ensure its security, blah, 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 blah. Iran's nuclear program has long since been a grave concern. Its missile attacks across Israel threaten regional peace. The United Kingdom supports Israel's right of self-defense. And by the way, to be clear, this isn't any of those people I just showed you. This is the crown prince of the Iran regime that was overthrown by the government. The current government, the tyrannical, religious extremist dictatorship. So this guy is in exile right now, and he's giving a message to the Iranian people.
To rise up.
80% of people in Iran are against the current Ayatollah regime.
خامنه‌ای همچون موشی هراسان زیر زمین پنهان شده و کنترل اوضاع را از دست داده است. آنچه آغاز شده برگشت ناپذیر است. پایان روشن است و ما با هم از این سکوت تاریخ عبور کنیم. در این روزهای دشوار دل من با همه شهروندان بی‌دفاعی است که آسیب دیدند و قربانی جنگ طلبی و تحولات خامنه‌ای شدند.
Khamenei, the warmonger. Warmonger.
من سالها کوشیدم تا میهنمان گرفتار آتش جنگ نشود. پایان جمهوری اسلامی، پایان جنگ 46 ساله آن با ملت ایران است.
That's crazy.
دستگاه سرکوب رژیم در حال فروپاشی. ارزش همگانی را
All it takes is a nationwide uprising, bro. The exiled prince.
So, in other words, the exiled prince is telling y'all that the war's pretty much done. All you gotta do is rise up against the current regime, and the great Iranian empire can come back to where it was before. It's up to the people at this point to rise up against that regime, because the regime is apparently the dictator crazy ones. It's a religious zealous nut is what it is, honestly. But this is the crown prince telling his people to rise up against that regime and to get back to the great Iranian empire that it once was.
So Persia, okay, is coming out here to tell the people of Iran to fight back against these oppressors. Now is your chance to fight for freedom. Bro, you don't understand how fucking ridiculously oppressive Iran is. If a woman's hair is uncovered in the street, they execute her.
با این کابوس برای همیشه پایان یابد. اکنون زمان ایستادن است. زمان بازپسی همه با هم از بندر عباس تا بندر انزلی، از شیراز تا اصفهان، از تبریز تا هدان، از مشهد تا اخبار، از شهر کرد تا کرمانشاه به صحنه بیایید تا رژیم را رقم بزنید.
Now again, me personally, I don't want America to get involved in like some sort of regime war where they topple the current regime in Iran and let someone else do it. But if the country themselves decides, yo, we don't want these fucking mullah shits, yeah, bro, that would be awesome.
That's what needs to happen, is the Iranian people need to realize enough is enough, and because they don't agree with the regime.
We have a plan for Iran's future.
ما برای 100 روز نخست پس از سقوط دوران گذار و استقرار یک حکومتی و دموکراتیک.
A democratic government. Oh my god, that'd be insane.
برای ملت ایران و به دست ملت ایران آماده. خطاب به نیروهای نظامی و انتظامی.
To the military. The orders to the military. Holy shit.
امنیتی و دولتی که این روزها بسیاری از آنها به من پیام می‌فرستند برای حفظ رژیمی که سقوط آن آغاز شده.
You do not stand against the Iranian people for the sake of a regime whose fall has begun and is inevitable.
و حتمی روبروی ملت ایران نایستید. خود را توی رژیم
Do not sacrifice yourselves for a decaying regime. Oh my god, he's cooking!
با ایستادن در کنار ملت جان خودت برگزار از جمهوری اسلامی نقشی تاریخی ایفا
Actually, a historical role.
و در سطح
So, in other words, he's telling the Iranian people and the Iranian law enforcement and military to don't rise up against the people, rise up against the regime.
آینده
The first Islamic Empire.
ایران آزاد و آباد پیش روی
That's the dream, bro.
باشد که به زودی کنار
Always
شما
happening.
باشد.
And we be together soon. Yeah, so anyway, he kind of cooked here. This is the, it is crazy, bro. This dude came from, this is the Iranian crown prince from exile, calling for an uprising in Iran. This is crazy, by the way. Now, before we get into the Tucker Carlson shit, Trump had some interesting things to say that may have stoked the coals just a wee bit, and we'll see where we go from there.
The question is deportation, Mr. President. You said last week you would be coming from farmers. We've seen a lot of the workers they rely on taken away, but then DHS said this week that worksite enforcement would remain in place, that it's a cornerstone. So what's your message to farmers?
Get their people out of here first, and we're doing that. We're taking them out by the thousands. Murderers, drug dealers,
Yeah, get rid of him. Get rid of him.
people that are mentally insane from insane asylums. What they gave to us, fellas, they gave, do we have anybody in here that's a member of the United States? And you know all these people for a long time. Any illegal immigrants in here?
he just turned around and he said, any illegal immigrants, any guys illegal in the country? Oh my god.
If they were, they'll find out.
Oh my god.
If they were, we find out.
Your whole life will be destroyed because of this press conference. Watch, they'll destroy these people. I didn't want to tell them that before they started that. Bill,
Holy shit, Trump.
end up being he's a so-and-so. This one is from you know where? Don't worry, I think you're gonna be okay. I'll be right behind you. We're far behind you.
Oh my god.
We have to take care of our farmers. We have to take care of the people that run leisure hotels. We have to take care of them. But most
Oh,
importantly,
dude,
we have to get
this
the
guy's a fucking comedian. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
criminals out of our country. And Biden let in thousands and 11,888 murders. Many of them murdered more than one person. Can you believe it? Many, almost 50% of them have murdered more than one person. He let them into our country. They emptied out the jails of countries from all over the world. From the continent.
That was supposedly not true, and it turned out it was true.
If I were running one of the countries, I would have emptied out my prison.
That's why I love that about these young people who are against Trump. They don't understand that they were lied to repeatedly.
We have a thing called the Trump card. This has not been done.
Okay, so basically now they're gonna, let's get ahead, because it's about the Trump card, and yeah, we know about that.
It's too nice a word because
Progressive is a shitty.
I'm gonna head to
they were very upset. They wanted Bernie
the
Sanders.
funniest clip ever.
Plot that did, in fact, introduce many fake votes. That is a real thing, by the way. And we'll see. We'll see if we make that video. I might make that video. Definitely subscribe for future insane videos.
A much more historic term than I think I could have had as a second term. This is a much more historic election, and now we're going to put up a beautiful flagpole, and we're going to put up a flag, and I hope you enjoy it. And let's see how real people work. These are real people. You're not real people.
He's so right. All these fucking reporters.
Thank you very much.
close to 100 kids.
Today with the Pakistani Army chief of staff. What are you achieving diplomatically?
Sorry, guys.
Stop the war
All right, Iran drop.
between Pakistan. I love Pakistan. I think Modi is a fantastic man. I spoke to him last night. We're going to make a trade deal with Modi of India. But I stopped the war between Pakistan and India. This man was extremely influential in stopping it from the Pakistan side, Modi from the India side, and others. And they were going at it. And they both did work. I got it stopped. I don't think I had one story. Did I have one story written about? I stopped the war between two major nations.
I did it. It was me. I stopped the war. No one gives me credit for it. I wouldn't even say it. That's what they're saying. I wouldn't say it.
Major nuclear nations. I don't think I had a story written about it, but that's okay. You know what? The people know. The people.
The people know it was me. The fake news, CNN.
Did anybody write that story about the war? Did you write it? Did you write it? You wrote it. Yeah.
It's a little bit of self-blaze. A little bit of self-blaze.
adjustments that need to be made from Marine One to Parker?
No, we put it so that Marine One is very far away. We did it in conjunction with the Air Force, with everybody, and everybody signed up on it. We have to have it far away. It's very far from Marine One's up there in the field. So you have to have a certain distance. We're about 3 times that distance. Okay? Thank you very much, everybody.
Prime Minister Netanyahu.
There we go. There we go. There's some Iran. What's happening? Rome, give us something on it then.
Since Vedad took back his flag poles.
That's fucking crazy. This guy's fucking crazy. There's this massive nuclear war on the brink of fucking destruction, man. Literally on the absolute brink. This dude and this dude.
What I think is absolutely hysterical is they don't realize that he can't talk about
There's a lot to talk
the war.
about, especially in the Tucker Carlson drama. So this is an old post from the Atlantic in 2012. Tucker Carlson says Iran deserves to be annihilated. Well, in fact, if you are that curious, I've shown this little compilation before, but I will show it again. I will show it one more time. Let's take a look at Tucker Carlson's old opinions and his new opinions. We have a lot.
Okay, this is Tucker Carlson's old opinions versus his new opinions. Again, shout out to Nuxanor on YouTube, and go check him out on YouTube, like and subscribe, and don't forget, like and subscribe my channel for more fun.
To talk about in this regard, the drama is insanity.
I'm just struck that in everything you see come from the government of Iran, there is anti-Semitism, which has got to be among the most off-putting things in the Western world. No, I think what you say is you either stop the nuclear program or we will bring down an earthquake upon you using God's wrath.
So that was his opinion.
I do think, I'm sure I'm a long voice in saying this, I think Iran deserves to be annihilated. I think they're lunatics, I think they're evil.
So that also was his opinion.
Netanyahu says no. We need to bomb the hell out of them, but we need to defeat them like we defeated Saddam and Assad and Gaddafi. We need to take out this evil regime. That's his line.
So it's not about nukes, what you're saying. You're saying it's not about nukes, it's about regime change.
I think, for sure.
Ex-Fox News host blasts complicit president for backing Israel after attacks in Iran. He says the real divide isn't between people who support Israel and people who support Iran or the Palestinians. The real divide is between those who casually encourage violence and those who seek to prevent it. Between warmongers and peacemakers. Who are the warmongers? They would include anyone who is calling Donald Trump today to demand airstrikes.
Oh my God!
I guess I'm a warmonger because I also believe that Iran should not have a nuclear program.
Weird, to quote Rachel Ziegler, weird.
And also, that wasn't his opinion not that long ago.
Seems like you ever to read it. So, we need to get into the Tucker Carlson of it all, because this dude has been beefing with Trump. Trump literally calls him kooky Tucker Carlson just yesterday, actually, and he just responded today, just like an hour ago, to this conversation. So, Tucker Carlson, I don't know how you get a cold sore with no lips, but he found a way. And he is interviewing Ted Cruz, a Republican senator, and Tucker Carlson is anti-war, he calls himself. I hate that phrase. I hate the anti-war phrase. Anyone who calls himself anti-war is like saying, oh, I'm anti-rape. I am anti-pedophiles. Well, that's a crazy take you got there. Are you sure you're brave enough to say that? I fucking hate that thing. Because the debate here is being anti-war in regards to not having war with a country, you know, if the country's developing nuclear weapons and they want to literally kill you. So Tucker Carlson, he took this stance of anti-war. They should not be at war with Iran.
How many people live in Iran, by the way?
So this is a little clip that he posted before.
By the way, this is absolutely ridiculous because none of this even matters. How many people are in Iran does not matter to whether or not the regime should have a nuclear capability. And Tucker Carlson knows that. He's just playing games right now because, like I said, not that long ago, he himself even agreed that the Iranian empire, the Iranian regime should not have nuclear capability.
So this whole interview is out now, but this is a little clip that he posted before the interview. It's got 150,000 likes and 26 million views. This went super viral, and I think it's hilarious.
I don't know the population.
No, I don't know the population. You know the population of the country you seek to topple?
I'll show you the whole clip and then I'll tell you my opinion.
How many people live in Iran?
9,200.
Okay. Yeah,
How could you not know that?
I don't sit around memorizing population tables.
Well,
He also is a senator and has a lot more things to do than just memorizing the population count, which again has nothing to do with whether or not the regime should be allowed to have nuclear capabilities.
kind of relevant because you're calling for the overthrow of the government.
Why is it relevant whether it's
because
90 million or 80 million or 100 million? Why is
because
that
if you don't
relevant?
know anything about the country,
I didn't say I don't know anything about
okay, what's the ethnic mix of Iran?
They are Persians and
What percent?
predominantly Shia. Okay,
No, it's not. You don't know anything about Iran.
So, okay, I'm not the Tucker Carlson expert on Iran.
You're a senator who's calling for the government and you don't know anything about the country.
No, you don't know anything about.
Now, I want to emphasize that, number one, this is a senator, okay? We all know that. Senator Ted Cruz, okay? Tucker Carlson is a TV host / personality. So, this was a gotcha interview. And Senator Cruz should have known better. But, of course, the point is Tucker Carlson even knows that the Iranian regime cannot have nuclear capabilities. 9/11? Let's keep going. It gets better.
The country. You're the one who claims they're not trying to murder Donald Trump. You're the
I'm
one
not saying that.
who can't figure out a good idea to kill General Soleimani, and you said it was bad.
They're trying to murder Trump?
Yes, I do.
Because you're not calling for military strikes against them in retaliation. If
Okay,
you really
we
believe
are
that.
carrying out military strikes today.
First and foremost, they're not supposed to tell anyone when they're carrying out military strikes. Why does everybody keep saying that? Hello? Duh. Yeah, let me just tell you where we're going to strike so you can be there and film it. I mean, come on. That's just ridiculous.
It's an Israel war.
Right, with our help. I've said we. Israel is leading the supporting.
Ooh, you're breaking news here because the U.S. government last night denied, the National Security Council spokesman Alex Pfeiffer denied.
Now, he's twisting his words here, and you'll see how he does it. He twists his words here to make it sound like something else. But Tucker Carlson knows what Ted Cruz meant when he said that we are in support of Israel.
On behalf of Trump, that we were acting on Israel's behalf in any offensive capacity.
We're not bombing them. Israel's bombing.
You just said we were.
We are supporting
I
Israel.
say you're a senator if you're saying the United States government.
See, he's playing games because he knows what he's doing, and it's ridiculous.
Is at war with Iran right now. People are listening.
Are you ready to hear my opinion on all of this? Are you ready to hear my opinion on all this? Tucker Carlson comes off like a complete retard. I know that it's like definitely a good gotcha moment, but I am absolutely shocked that he felt like this was definitely the thing to post, and I'm like actually shocked. I'm like actually shocked. So the first part of this is he's like, how many people live in Iran?
92 million.
Okay. Yeah.
How could you not know that?
It's like, who cares?
Like, who cares?
How many people are on the Death Star? It's like, why the fuck does it matter? You don't want a terrorist nation to get nuclear weapons. Does it matter if there's 60 million, 90 million, or 150 million? Literally none of that matters. It does not matter. It is not an important thing at all. It is
Exactly.
not, in my opinion. The point is, you do not want
Doesn't matter how many people are there. You still don't want people who yell death to America to have nuclear capabilities. It's just stupidity. I mean, think about that. Who do you suppose they would use those nuclear capabilities on once they did what they said with Israel, which is he has always said the Ayatollah there, that Israel is a cancer on the earth that needs to be scrubbed from the earth. He said that in a speech not that long ago. So once the Ayatollah used nuclear capabilities to wipe the cancer, as they called Israel, off the map, where do you suppose they would then use those? If not at the same exact moment. To the place where they always yell and They celebrated 9/11. That should tell you something.
He's shocked that he felt like this was definitely a good strategy to go. It's like, you don't even know that vanilla ice cream is the most popular ice cream flavor in Iran? You don't even know that? What starter Pokemon is the average Pokemon picked by an Iranian child? Well,
Huh?
I don't fucking care. It's completely irrelevant. You don't want them to nukes. So that's the first thing he said. I wanted to show you this clip in full because the next thing he says is what's the ethnic mix of Iran?
Why is it relevant whether it's 90 million or 86 million?
This is the next question.
Because if you don't know anything about the country...
I didn't say I don't know anything about
Okay, what's the ethnic mix of them?
Right, that's his next question.
They are Persians and
What percent?
predominantly Shia. Okay,
No, it's not.
okay.
You don't know anything about Iran, except he's right. He's saying, oh, you don't even know anything about Iran. I can't believe you don't know anything about Iran.
Yeah, and he's right.
They are Persian, predominantly Shia. That is actually just a correct statistic, by the way, in case you were curious.
Yes, look, did you see that? Yes, that's correct. The vast majority of Iranians are Shia and Muslims, and they primarily identify as Persian.
Primarily identify as Persian. He was completely right. He was literally completely correct with his answer. Except Tucker Carlson laughs him off to make him look like a retard. Right? The next moment is also wild, where he basically says, you are breaking news that you are part of this war.
The U.S. government last night denied, the National Security Council spokesman Alex Pfeiffer denied, on behalf of Trump, that we were acting on Israel's behalf in any offensive capacity.
We're not bombing them. Israel's bombing them.
You just said we were.
We are supporting Israel.
You're a senator. If you're saying...
I don't know why this is a gotcha moment either. I'm surprised because I don't know why this is a gotcha moment because realistically, no. He said we because Israel is an ally of America, because Israel gets money from America for weaponry, because Israel uses American weapons that they purchase.
And he knew what he meant by that.
So, yes, that is why it's we. Israel shares intelligence with us as well. So that is why
That's why it is we.
As if there are literally American bombers in the air and soldiers on the ground.
And Tucker Carlson knew that.
That he's like, this is a gotcha moment. Did you just declare war on Iran on this podcast? So again, I don't know why he became such an Iran simp. It's actually crazy. It's like unironically shocking that he became an Iran simp, especially because there are some other wild clips. So Ted Cruz retaliates on Twitter. Why does Tucker Carlson refuse to acknowledge the indisputable truth? Facts don't care about your feelings, Tucker. They won't bend to your narrative. Watch the full interview tomorrow where I call him out. The interview is already out, but look at this.
Okay. No, Iran did not try to assassinate the president during the last election. And
What? Look at the headlines. Iranian murder for hire plot against Trump revealed.
Yeah, they did.
Plan to kill journalists.
wait, if Iran did try to assassinate Trump, then we know that.
The Justice Department announces murder for hire and related charges against IRGC, that's the Iranian asset, and 2 local operatives.
It doesn't quite work that way, Tuck. And you know that.
Okay. Iran ordered an operative to assassinate Trump before the election, federal prosecutors say. So it is surprising how obtuse he is about it. I am actually shocked how obtuse he is about it. Now, I saw this clip. I wasn't even going to go here, but this is completely true. So we just saw him talking to Ted Cruz, and he was really, really intense in this interview, by the way. Like, incredibly brutal interview, where he pressed him a lot. And honestly, I respect that. I am all for you pressing someone that you're interviewing. But dude, this is him talking to a charged rapist, Andrew Tate.
What are you charged with?
And he asks him, what are you charged with?
That's a really good question. I'm charged with being the head of an organized criminal group, which is in charge of recruiting girls to make TikTok videos to steal the money from the TikTok views.
Recruiting girls to make TikTok videos and stealing the money. So it's really a financial crime?
It looks that way.
I think the belief is
What?
that you were charged with...
There are court documents. He was being tried for sex trafficking and rape. Why
Yeah.
are you coming in here with this shit?
Human trafficking.
Yeah, that's human trafficking because what you do is you force a girl to work against her will for financial gain. That's human trafficking. And their justification for this is that girls do TikTok. Some girls I know who they found who
Except it wasn't TikTok.
say they're not victims have TikTok accounts. And then of course these girls do nothing pornographic, never had sex with anyone, nothing
That is not true. They do pornographic content.
to do with that. So
But there is zero pushback on anything. Tucker Carlson doesn't do any pushback to a pimp, charged rapist, alleged sex trafficker.
they picked TikTok
Are they accusing you of using violence or?
No, they're accusing me. And
Yes! They were accusing him of violence!
that's the thing. They're accusing me of using the lover boy method, coercing them by being nice.
And by the way, these charges presumably are public, so
They're public, and this is extremely serious.
But why didn't you read them?
well, the fact that you're not accused of a sex crime
He literally is charged with rape.
or violence, which I think most people don't really understand.
Yeah.
And they can look it up.
Yeah.
I mean, but you're not actually accused of.
He is!
But he,
literally
what?
is.
Oh my God.
He is charged with rape in England.
Telling anyone.
He-
Pimping. Right. Okay.
He is. He literally
is.
is accused of all these things.
But to be clear, none of the charges pertain to sex,
They are.
rape,
They are.
selling anyone,
Sex trafficking.
slavery, moving people across international borders to pimp.
Yes, literally trafficking women to Romania was one of the charges, or one of the allegations.
Them out. No, but I'm confused as to how what you're being accused of constitutes human trafficking.
It's a very loose law.
It's a very loose law. So to be clear, this is how Tucker Carlson interviews alleged sex traffickers that basically admitted to doing it on camera. Loose law, the loose law of sex trafficking. This is him interviewing these people, compared to him interviewing Ted Cruz, fighting on behalf of Iran, a nation that he himself was all for bombing a few years ago. Something happened. Ted Cruz then posts this. What is the population of the Death Star? Incredibly corny, but we get the idea. Now, there is interesting drama regarding Tucker Carlson. This is Laura Loomer. I don't know anything about her, but apparently Tucker Carlson lied about being a mouthpiece for Qatar money. 2 days ago, Tucker Carlson went on Bannon's War Room. We'll just watch the actual clip, and we'll see what he says.
Charming. I like Tom Cotton. I always like Barry Weiss. Very much a charming person. I like all these people. I was like Mark Levin. Like, I got along with him. I mean, he's a hard, sad personal life and all that, but I've never met it. I like him.
Brilliant constitutional guy.
Yeah, there are great things about all these people. I don't think they hate me personally. They know I'm not working for Qatar.
But first of all, that is the fakest laugh I've ever seen in my life.
I feel like maybe I should be working for Qatar. Like, what the hell at this point? I've never taken a dime from any foreign country or anybody, actually.
Right, so that's his claim. He's never taken any money from any foreign country or anyone actually. However, apparently this is an actual screenshot that... I don't know if this is true, but apparently the foreign embassy of the state of Qatar gave Tucker Carlson money for an interview with the Prime Minister of Qatar regarding the war with Iran. The Prime Minister of Qatar is being attacked in the media for wanting to stop the war. And allegedly, he made money off of this. This was a paid propaganda.
Allegedly.
Over $200,000 was paid by the embassy of the state of Qatar for Tucker to interview a Qatari official while knowing that Hamas is an Iranian proxy and also funded by Qatar. Qatar funds Islamic terror all around the world, and they can just pay everyone off to make them turn a blind eye. These are not good people. Now, I'll be real. I don't know if this is true. I don't know if this is true, if it's not true. But
Don't know if it's true or not, but it's alleged.
Just show you his response. So, Tucker Carlson actually retweeted this tweet, which is how I found it. Allegations that Tucker Carlson or Tucker Carlson Network took money from any foreign country for an interview for any reason are categorically, definitively false and defamatory. Neither Tucker nor TCN has taken a penny from Qatar or any foreign country. To the contrary, TCN bought out all of its investors last March to achieve total and absolute independence. Almost no other major media company can do this as well. So he's obviously denying it. Now, I don't know if this is true, if this is not true. I am just I'm doing my due diligence by covering both sides of this story. Also noticing a lot of weird idiosyncrasies with Tucker Carlson and a lot of interesting perspectives he seems to have taken. So here is his actual full interview. He did a 2-hour interview with this guy, and they cover a lot of topics. Why did...
Okay, we're not going to watch the whole 2-hour interview. So go check that out with nuxanor, and you could see the full interview, I'm sure, under Tucker Carlson's page. But yeah, Iran cannot, absolutely cannot have nuclear capabilities. That would be like giving a toddler or a child the key to a candy store, a very young child, the key to a candy store, and say, only take one, because it doesn't work. So, guys, yeah, Trump is right. No matter what it takes, Iran cannot have nuclear capabilities. Just saying. So, that's it for right now. Don't forget, like and subscribe for more, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye for now.